Okay, so have you ever had this like weird feeling that your life have a purpose, but like you haven't figured out what it is yet?
Yeah, totally.
Like there's something you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, I get that.
It's kind of like you're on a mission, but you don't know the destination.
Right.
Well, that's kind of what we're diving into today.
Cool.
This whole concept of a pre-birth calling,
Oh, wow.
like a specific role that certain people are meant to play in a huge shift that's happening on Earth.
A pre-birth calling, huh?
Yeah, so we're going deep into this stuff in this pasted text.
Okay.
And it talks about this idea of Earth transitioning from a 3D to a 5D consciousness.
Interesting.
And apparently there's this whole group of people who are like chosen to help guide this change.
Chosen.
Yeah, like selected or like drawn to it for some reason.
Hmm.
You know, folks like Jessica West and the Arcturian Council of Five talk about this.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
They suggest that there's this like cosmic recruitment process going on.
Wow, so like we could be part of this chosen group.
That's what we're going to explore today.
Awesome.
Like, how are these souls chosen for this 5D mission? What's the criteria?
Well, according to the text, it's not a last-minute decision.
Oh,
It happens way before we're born.
wow.
Like these higher dimensional councils, they're the ones orchestrating it all.
So, like, who are these councils?
Well, one of the main ones mentioned is the Arcturian Council of Five.
Okay.
And it's not about picking favorites or anything like that.
So what is it about?
It's all about assessing a soul's like vibrational readiness.
Vibrational readiness. What's that?
Think of it this way, like a key fitting into a lock.
Okay.
Your soul's energy needs to like resonate with the frequency of this new 5D reality.
I see.
So it's not about being a good person or anything. It's more about your energetic makeup.
So you're saying it's less about morality and more about energy.
That's right. It's about alignment with the frequency of this new Earth.
Got it. And where do these souls come from? Like, are they all from Earth or from other places?
Well, the pasted text describes a pretty diverse group.
Hmm.
Some are what they call starseeds.
Starseeds.
Yeah, they're souls from other star systems.
Oh, well,
And
yeah.
they bring like unique perspectives and evolved energies.
So they're like cosmic immigrants.
Haha.
Yeah, kind of.
What about the others? Well, the others have had multiple lifetimes here on Earth.
Oh, so they're like the veterans.
Yeah, you could say that they've got all this wisdom and experience from their past lives.
Makes sense. They'd be the ones to help guide the transition.
Right.
The text also mentions something about a deep, unexplainable pull towards spirituality and healing.
Right.
Could that be a sign that someone's part of this pre-agreed mission?
Yeah, definitely that feeling of being drawn to those things can be a big indicator.
So it's like your soul remembers what it's here to do.
Exactly. It's like an inner compass pointing you in the right direction.
Interesting. What about those weird coincidences that sometimes happen?
You mean synchronicities?
Yeah, those. Do they have anything to do with this?
Oh, absolutely. They can be like little nudges from the universe.
Nudges.
Yeah, guiding you toward your path or connecting you with the right people or resources.
But then there are also the tough times, the challenges we face in life.
Yeah, right.
Do those play a role in all this too?
Oh, for sure. Those challenges can be catalysts for growth.
Catalysts.
Yeah, they help us clear away old patterns and prepare for the higher frequencies of 5D.
Like tests we have to pass.
Exactly. They build resilience and wisdom.
I see. So it's like a cosmic obstacle course to prepare us for this mission.
Yeah, you could say that.
But do these souls get any training before they come here? Like a briefing?
Actually, yeah, according to the text, they do.
Really?
They go through training in higher realms before they're born.
What kind of training?
Well, they get glimpses of their future mission.
Wow.
And they're encoded with knowledge that will awaken when the time is right.
Like hidden files in their soul.
Haha. Yeah, kind of like that.
But then we come to Earth and we forget everything, right? It's like hitting a reset button.
Right. It's because of the density of Earth's energy.
It blocks our memories.
Yeah, it's like trying to remember a dream after you wake up.
It fades away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as the planet's energy shifts and the transition speeds up, we start to remember.
It's like a gradual awakening.
That's right. The knowledge starts to unlock.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about this 3D to 5D transition.
Right.
But what exactly does that mean? Like, what's the difference between these two realities?
Well, think of it this way. Earth is like a living being.
Okay.
And it's going through a process of evolution.
So this 3D to 5D shift is like Earth leveling up.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So what's 3D like then?
The pasted text describes it as being based on separation fear and linear time.
Linear time.
Yeah, like
Yep.
time moving in a straight line from past to present to future.
Okay.
It's a reality where people feel isolated and like they're competing for scarce resources.
Makes sense. That sounds familiar.
Right, but 5D is totally different.
How so?
It's all about unity, love, and expanded awareness.
Expanded awareness.
Yeah, like being able to perceive beyond the limits of time and space.
Wow.
And there's a deep understanding of infinite potential and abundance.
Sounds pretty amazing.
It is, it's a shift from me to we.
So what about these chosen souls?
Yeah.
This transition team.
Right.
What's their role in all of this?
They're like the way showers.
Oh, showers.
Yeah, they embody the higher frequencies of 5D and create a path for others to follow.
So they're like the pioneers.
Exactly. By living from a place of love and unity, they anchor these energies on Earth.
And that helps others awaken to their own potential.
That's right.
But this whole transition sounds like a massive undertaking.
It is.
Is it going to happen overnight or is it more gradual?
It's definitely a gradual process. It's been unfolding for decades.
Decades. Wow.
And it's being influenced by things like solar activity, cosmic energies, and planetary alignments.
So it's like the universe is conspiring to help us shift.
Haha. Yeah, you could say that.
And you mentioned that people are already feeling the effects.
Yeah, things like heightened intuition, a desire for truth, and a sense that something big is changing.
Okay, that makes sense. We talked about the Arcturian Council of Five earlier.
Right.
Can you tell us more about them? Who are they and what do they do?
Okay, so they're described as this advanced group of beings.
Beings.
Yeah, like higher dimensional beings. And they've been guiding planetary transitions for a really long time.
So they're like experts in planetary evolution.
You could say that Jessica West calls them master architects of consciousness.
Wow.
And they specialize in helping civilizations move to higher levels of awareness.
I see. So they're like cosmic mentors.
Exactly.
But do they like interfere with our free will or anything?
No, the text emphasizes that they have a non-interference approach.
So they don't force us to do anything.
Right. They mostly work through telepathic communication and subtle energetic nudges.
So they're more like guides than dictators.
Exactly. They guide us towards self-realization.
Got it. And
Yeah.
how do they interact with this 5D transition team?
Well, they provide energetic upgrades.
Upgrades.
Yeah, and they offer training and activation.
Like spiritual boot camp.
Uh-huh, kinda.
And how do they deliver this training?
It often comes through dreams, synchronicities, and inner callings.
So it's not like they're sending us emails.
Haha. No, it's more subtle than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The text also mentioned something about DNA reconfiguration.
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, it's like the Arcturian Council is helping to activate dormant parts of our DNA.
Dormant DNA.
Yeah, it's like hidden potential within our genes.
Wow.
And as the planet's frequency rises, these dormant codes are waking up.
So it's like an evolutionary upgrade.
That's right. It allows us to integrate higher energies.
Interesting. So if someone's listening to this and they think they might be part of this transition team,
Right.
what are some signs they should look out for?
Well, one big one is feeling like you don't quite belong here on Earth.
Like you're from another planet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, kind of like that.
What else?
Another sign is having gone through really intense life struggles.
Oh, so those challenges might actually be part of the preparation.
That's right. They build strength and resilience.
Oh, okay. And what about people who are really drawn to spirituality or healing or creative expression?
Yeah, that's another big sign. It's like your soul is calling you to those things.
So it's not just a hobby. It's deeper than that.
Exactly.
Okay. And what about those moments when you suddenly have a huge realization or download of information?
Those are signs too. It's called accelerated spiritual awakening.
So it's like your higher self is breaking through.
You could say that.
Wow. This is all pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is.
So there's this actual selection process happening at a cosmic level.
That's what the text describes.
It's not random who gets chosen for this transition team.
Right. There's a whole evaluation that happens before we're born.
So like, where does this evaluation take place?
It happens in the higher dimensional realms in what the text calls interdimensional halls.
Interdimensional halls. Wow, that sounds intense.
It is. They look at your soul's journey across multiple lifetimes.
So they're checking your cosmic resume.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What are they looking for?
Well, they're assessing your energy
Your
signature.
energy signature.
Yeah, like the unique vibration of your soul.
Hmm.
They're also looking at your resilience, your ability to bounce back from challenges,
Makes sense.
and your commitment to living from the heart.
So being a good person does matter.
It's not about being good. in a moral sense.
Hmm.
It's more about acting from a place of love and compassion.
Okay.
They're also looking at your ability to stay grounded in those qualities, even in tough times.
Basically, they're looking for people who can handle the pressure.
Yeah. People who can stay strong and positive even when things get crazy.
Got it. And if a soul is chosen, do they all get the same role in this transition?
Nope, not at all.
So what kind of roles are there?
Well, there are healers who focus on bringing balance and well-being.
Okay.
There are activators who help others awaken to their potential.
Mm-hmm.
There are grid workers who work with the Earth's energy field.
What do grid workers do?
They help to stabilize and uplift the planet's energy.
Wow.
And there are consciousness expanders who inspire new ways of thinking and perceiving.
So it's like a whole team with different specialties.
Exactly.
This is amazing. It's like a cosmic plan unfolding.
It is.
And the text says that this recruitment is still ongoing.
That's right. It's not too late to join the team.
So even if someone's just starting to awaken, they could still be part of this.
Absolutely. The key is to pay attention to the signs.
The synchronicities, the inner callings.
Exactly. Those are your guides.
Okay. Now, within this transition team, we often hear terms like lightworkers, starseeds, and empaths.
Right.
Are these separate groups, or are they all kind of the same?
Well, they're all part of the 5D transition team,
Okay.
but they each have their own unique qualities and contributions.
Got it. So what are lightworkers?
They're basically people who bring divine energy into the world.
Divine energy.
Yeah, like the energy of love and light.
Mm-hmm.
And they uplift others through their presence, their actions, their creativity.
So they're like beacons of positivity.
Exactly.
Okay, what about starseeds?
Starseeds are souls who originated in other star systems.
So they're literally from other planets.
That's right.
Wow.
And they often have advanced knowledge and a natural ability to lead.
Makes sense if they're from more evolved civilizations.
Right. But they can sometimes have trouble adjusting to Earth's denser energy.
It must be a culture shock coming from a higher dimension.
Uh-huh. Yeah, probably.
Okay, and lastly, empaths.
Empaths are like emotional sponges.
Sponges.
Yeah, they can feel the emotions of others very intensely.
Wow, that must be tough sometimes.
It can be, but they also have a gift for transmuting negative energy.
So they're like the emotional healers.
That's right. They help to create a more balanced and harmonious emotional field.
Got it. So together, these lightworkers, starseeds, and empaths, they're the backbone of this transition.
That's what the text suggests. They're the spiritual infrastructure for a smoother planetary shift.
It's amazing to think that there's so much preparation happening behind the
Yeah.
scenes. The text mentions multidimensional training.
Right.
Can you tell us more about that? What kind of training do these souls go through?
Well, before they're born, they go to these higher dimensional learning centers.
Learning centers, like cosmic schools.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Wow.
And they learn about things like universal laws, vibrational alchemy, and consciousness expansion.
So it's like a crash course in higher knowledge.
Exactly. And they also get glimpses of potential future timelines.
So they get a sneak peek at what's to come.
Right. And they receive training in things like telepathy, energy manipulation, and reality creation.
Reality creation. That sounds pretty advanced.
It is. It's about understanding how our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality.
Wow. But then why do we forget all this when we're born? It seems like a waste.
Well, the density of Earth's energy acts as a veil.
Blocking the memories.
Yeah, it's like a safety mechanism to help us focus on the human experience.
But the memories can be reawakened.
Exactly. As we evolve and the planet's energy shifts, we start to remember.
So it's like the knowledge is always there waiting to be unlocked.
That's right.
Okay, so are there any signs that someone might have gone through this multidimensional training?
Yeah, there are a few key indicators.
Like what?
Well, one is having this deep inner knowing of spiritual truths.
Like it's something you've always known.
Exactly. It feels more like remembering than learning. Another sign is being drawn to esoteric wisdom, sacred geometry, or ancient mysteries.
It's like those things resonate with you on a deep level.
That's right.
And what about people who have sudden spiritual awakenings or intense intuitive downloads?
Those are definitely signs, too. It's like the training is being activated.
Wow, so it's like a cosmic puzzle that starts to come together.
You could say that.
But even with all this preparation, Earth still seems like a pretty tough place to be.
It is.
The text calls it a final testing ground.
Right.
Why is that? What makes Earth such a challenging place?
Well, it's because of the density, the duality, the limitations of 3D.
So it's like a boot camp for the soul.
Uh-huh. Yeah, kind of like that.
But why is that necessary?
It's because those challenges help us grow and refine our souls.
So the tough times actually serve a purpose.
That's right. They're not just random events.
Okay, so even those really difficult experiences, they could be part of the plan.
Exactly, especially for those on the transition team.
It's like those challenges are designed to prepare them for their mission.
That's right, to help them understand and transcend the limitations of 3D.
I see. The text also talks about feeling disconnected and misunderstood.
Yeah, that's a common experience for those who are awakening.
Why is that?
It's because their consciousness is expanding beyond the norm.
So they're starting to see things differently.
Exactly, and that can make it hard to relate to people who are still operating in a 3D mindset.
It's like they're speaking a different language.
Haha, yeah, kind of like that.
But the goal is to eventually remember who they are.
That's right, to break free from the illusions of 3D and reconnect with their true essence.
And those synchronicities and inner callings help guide them back.
Exactly, they're like reminders from their higher self.
Okay, let's talk about DNA activation and upgrades.
Okay.
What's happening at a biological level during this transition?
Well, as Earth's frequency rises, it's triggering changes in our DNA.
Changes.
Yeah, like dormant strands are being reactivated.
Dormant strands.
Yeah, it's like we have all this hidden potential within our genes.
Wow.
And this activation is being helped by cosmic energies, higher dimensional beings, and even the collective consciousness of the transition team.
So it's like a group effort.
Exactly.
And this leads to the shift from carbon-based to crystalline DNA.
That's right. It's an upgrade to a higher vibrational structure.
Wow.
It allows us to hold more light and energy in our physical bodies.
So what kind of effects do people experience from this DNA activation?
Well, they might notice increased intuition, stronger empathy, and even spontaneous healing.
So it's like superpowers are being unlocked.
Aha, kind of like that.
And those on the transition team are the first wave.
They're paving the way for the rest of humanity.
Wow. What about those ascension symptoms people talk about?
Those are real too.
It causes them.
It's basically the body adjusting to the higher frequencies.
So it's like growing pains for the soul.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you could say that.
And what kind of symptoms are we talking about?
Things like dizziness, fatigue, ringing in the ears, and vivid dreams. And also shifts in your thoughts and emotions toward more love and unity.
So it's not all bad.
Nope, it's all part of the process.
Okay. Let's move on to communication.
Okay.
The text talks about 5D beings communicating telepathically.
Right?
So how does that work?
It's like a direct transfer of energy.
Energy.
Yeah, thoughts, emotions, images, even entire concepts can be communicated without words.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's much faster and more accurate than verbal communication.
But wouldn't that require total honesty?
Yeah, telepathy makes it hard to hide your true feelings.
So you can't lie or manipulate people.
It would be very difficult. That's interesting. And the text says that people on the transition team are already starting to develop telepathic abilities.
That's right. They might experience things like heightened sensitivity to energy or sensing other people's emotions.
So it's like a muscle that we can strengthen.
Exactly. The more we practice, the stronger it becomes.
Okay. The text also mentions sacred geometry and frequency as being important for this transition.
Right.
Can you explain those concepts?
Sure. So sacred geometry is like the blueprint of creation.
Blueprint.
Yeah, it's the underlying patterns and proportions that make up the universe. And these patterns hold specific vibrational codes.
Codes.
Yeah, like energetic frequencies that can align us with higher dimensions.
So sacred geometry is like a bridge to higher realms.
You could say that.
And what about frequency?
Frequency is the rate at which energy vibrates.
Okay.
And it's the key to shifting between dimensions.
Like tuning a radio to a different station.
Exactly.
So how does this relate to sacred geometry?
Well, sacred geometry helps to align our energy with the frequencies of higher dimensions.
I see. It's interesting that ancient cultures used sacred geometry in their architecture and art.
Yeah, they understood its power to connect with the divine.
And now these patterns are becoming more relevant again.
They are. As Earth's frequency rises, we're becoming more attuned to them.
Okay. And the Arcturian Council is transmitting these frequencies too.
That's right. They're helping us to upgrade our energy.
And how do they do that?
They use light and sound waves.
So it's like they're sending us cosmic downloads.
Aha.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And we might receive these downloads through dreams, meditations, or even our interests.
Exactly. It could be a sudden interest in sound healing energy work or quantum physics.
Wow. So many possibilities.
Hard.
Okay, the text also talks about the end of the 3D control system.
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that the old systems of control based on fear and separation are crumbling.
Crumbling.
Yeah, they're losing their power because they can't exist in the higher frequencies. So it's like they're becoming obsolete.
Exactly.
What does that look like in the real world?
You might see it in the breakdown of institutions like governments, financial systems, and even education.
So it's like a dismantling of the old structures.
That's right.
But isn't that kind of scary?
It can seem scary, but it's actually a necessary part of the transition.
So it's like clearing the way for something new.
Exactly.
And what's the role of the 5D transition team in all of this?
Well, their job isn't to fight the old systems.
Mhm.
It's to build the new ones.
So they're like the architects of the new world.
Exactly. They're creating systems based on unity, cooperation, and abundance.
That sounds much more positive.
It is. It's about shifting from a victim mentality to a creator mentality.
So we aren't just pawns in some cosmic game.
No, we have the power to co-create our reality.
Okay. Now let's talk about mission activation.
Okay.
How does someone on this transition team actually step into their role?
It starts with self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
Yeah, like really understanding who you are and what you're here to do.
And how do you do that?
By paying attention to your intuition and the synchronicities that happen in your life.
So those signs we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Those are your guideposts.
Okay. But what if you're not sure what those signs mean or what your mission is?
Okay, it's a process.
So you don't have to have it all figured out right away.
Nope, just trust the journey.
And focus on raising your vibration.
That's a big part of it.
How do you do that?
Through things like meditation, mindfulness, and inner healing.
So it's about becoming the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
And then the external mission will unfold naturally.
That's right. The more you align with your higher self, the clearer your path becomes.
I see. So what kind of missions might people have?
It could be anything, really.
Anything.
Yeah, it could be sharing knowledge, creating art, healing others, building communities, developing technology.
Wow. So many possibilities.
There are.
And each person's mission is unique.
That's right. There's no one-size-fits-all.
So it's about finding your own way to contribute.
Exactly.
This is inspiring.
It is.
But I'm sure there are challenges too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What kind of challenges?
Well, you might face tests, obstacles, and periods of intense introspection.
So it's not always easy.
Nope.
And what about feeling isolated or misunderstood?
That's common too, especially when your consciousness is expanding faster than those around you.
So it can be lonely at times.
It can be, but remember, you're not alone.
There are others going through the same thing.
Exactly.
And what about the energy sensitivity we talked about?
That can be a challenge too.
How so?
Well, you might feel overwhelmed by negative energy or experience physical symptoms.
So it's important to learn how to protect your energy.
Absolutely.
And what about relationships?
Yeah, relationships can be tricky too.
How so?
Well, as you evolve, you might find that you grow apart from people who are not on the same path.
So it's natural to have some relationships end.
It is. It's not personal. It's just energy.
And new connections will form with people who are more aligned with your vibration.
Exactly.
So even though there are challenges, it's ultimately a rewarding journey.
It is. It's an incredible adventure.
I love that perspective.
It's important to stay positive.
Okay, so this 3D to 5D shift, it's not like flipping a switch, right?
Right. It's more like a gradual awakening.
So we're not all going to wake up one day and suddenly be in 5D.
Nope. It's a process.
And everyone's moving at their own pace.
Exactly. There's no rush.
But are there people who are already experiencing 5D consciousness?
Yes. There are people who are already living from a higher level of awareness.
They're like the trailblazers.
You could say that they're anchoring the new energy for the rest of us.
That's amazing. And what happens to the old 3D reality as this shift continues?
Well, it gradually dissolves.
Dissolves.
Yeah, like it fades away as the higher frequencies become more dominant.
But that might look chaotic on the surface.
Things might seem unstable for a while.
So it's important to stay grounded and trust the process. And the full transition will happen when enough people embody the 5D frequency.
That's right. It's a collective shift.
So it's up to each of us to do our part.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so for those listening who feel called to this transition team,
Right.
how can they connect with higher dimensional beings for guidance?
Well, it's not like making a phone call.
No.
It's more about becoming receptive to their energy
So how do you do that?
through practices like meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, and spending time in nature.
Okay.
And anything that helps you quiet your mind and connect with your intuition.
So it's about tuning into a different frequency.
Exactly.
And guidance might come through dreams, synchronicities, or intuitive insights.
That's right.
So it's important to pay attention to those things.
Absolutely. They're messages from your guides.
And those synchronicities are not just coincidences.
They're often orchestrated to guide you on your path.
Wow. It's like the universe is talking to us all the time.
It is. We just need to learn how to listen.
Okay. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
It's really expanded my understanding of this whole 5D transition.
Me too.
So what's the main takeaway for our listeners?
Well, if you're feeling the call to be part of this shift,
Right.
the time to act is now.
Now.
Yeah, don't wait. Embrace the transformation.
And what does that look like in practical terms?
It means embodying the higher frequencies in your daily life.
So living from a place of love, unity, and compassion.
Exactly.
And trusting the process.
Absolutely.
So the old reality is dissolving and a new one is emerging.
That's right.
And it's up to each of us to choose which reality we want to align with.
It is.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is.
So the question for you listening is, are you ready to step into your 5D mission?
The doors are open.
All you have to do is walk through.
Exactly.
Wow, this is some seriously deep stuff.
It is.
I hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore these concepts further.
Me too.
And on that note,
Right.
we'll wrap up this episode of The Deep Dives. Expert.